soundtrack heathens. Did they approach you guys? Did you kind of put your hand up for it? How does something like that work?
Yeah, I think you would describe it as them approaching us.
Yeah.
I took a meeting. The director kind of showed me a few scenes.
Okay.
I never got to watch the movie before anyone. Everyone
I was wondering
everyone
about
thought
that.
you get like to watch the whole movie before it comes out. No, they just selected some scenes that I still had to sign a non-disclosure.
That you're not going to sneak your camera in and
right.
try
I'm not going to disclose anything about
Okay.
that meeting. And of course, right after the meeting, I went and told my brother about it.
This is how it ends,
Yeah.
by the way.
Well, no, I'm kidding. But no, yeah. So took a meeting. They had a few ideas for some songs, and I have to admit I didn't chase any of their ideas. They were wanting maybe like a twisted love song, or there's a moment where Will Smith is shooting a bunch of guns, so they wanted like a shoot 'em up song, with a lot of like I don't know, shoot 'em upness and stuff like that.
That wasn't really...
So I just kind of did my own thing on it, and I was also completely prepared for them to say, "Oh, this isn't really like the vibe."
Oh, and send it back?
Yeah.
Oh, they can do that. I didn't know
Oh yeah,
that.
I mean, we were, I'm sure there was a ton of submissions, or however you want to say it, and so because of that, I knew, well, I'm not going to waste my time. If I want to write one of the pilot songs. I want to write a new song for the next record or something like that. And so I'm glad I had that mentality going into it, because it's still, it still represents us too. So.
Right. Let me ask you this. If you had your choice of any movie to do a soundtrack for, I encourage different answers here, what would it be? I'm not going to hold you to it because we're going off the top of your head here again.
Yeah. Like old movie?
Any movie.
Wow.
If you could do the soundtrack for it. Or the score, if that's more appropriate.
Whiplash.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say Dumb and Dumber.
I'm sure that's gonna be great. I feel
You just want to capture the emotion inside of what's going on visually and sonically coming together.
Heartfelt.
And that plot line is just it's asking for some Hans Zimmer.
Revolutionary, I'm sure. Okay. I want to ask you about this deal you did with Watson.
Liked his stuff for a long time.
Yeah, he's
he
great.
puts a lot of stuff on YouTube, and he just hit me up and asked if I wanted to play drums on a track on his record, and I was like, yeah. So he was in LA. Whenever I have time off, I just play drums anyway. So I was like, I might as well not play by myself, just mic him up and do it or something. So. Yeah, it was just I just went in there and just played a quick thing.
I was gonna say, was that just an afternoon for you?
Yeah. It was just we just kind of got together and played a few ideas and then kind of pieced it together. And it was cool.
Okay. My Chemical Romance, the thing that you guys did for Rock Sound. Did you pick that track, or was that track given to you?
That track was given to us.
Really?
So our good friend Ryan over there, he kind of My Chemical Romance is really important to him, and so he put a lot of thought into which bands were going to kind of cover which song, and that was the first one he mentioned, and just took a stab at it,
Yeah.
and it kind of connected. So we're happy about it.
Yeah, it's such an amazing album, and to hear you guys put that. I mean, you changed it, you kind of made it your own, but you didn't make it so this has no connection to what My Chemical Romance did. You know?
It's a sensitive thing. You
that
have to
track
balance
particularly.
it where you introduce a new idea to it, but you don't want to ruin what was there. So it's sensitive is the best word to describe it. But we think we landed on a happy middle ground where it has both new elements, but also kind of respecting what's already been created. So.
Right. Do you get any feedback from My Chemical Romance? When
No.
you did that?
No.
That's awkward. I'd want to know.
Oh, yeah, what they think?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them have our information. We have theirs.
I think they can probably
because
find
you
it.
can find it on the internet.
The last thing I want to ask you about is, are you guys doing any writing on the road? Do you draw inspiration from the road? Do you kind of collect it and then take it home with you? What's the process?
Well, this last record, Blurry Face, was all written on the road, so it's kind of just become a reality.
Okay.
And we're gonna have a little more time off to focus, so not everything will have to be written on the road. But yeah, there's definitely some ideas kicking around now. It's hard for me because when I write, I have to sing, to find the melody, to a lot of times find the lyrics, to be inspired to continue programming the song, to find the right snare drum and all these things. So by the time I get off stage, a lot of times I kind of give it everything I have vocally. So then to sit down and also try to write vocally, it's tough. So it's actually like a physical barrier sometimes that will not allow us to write. A lot of people talk about, it's hard to get into the right headspace creatively, or just having enough energy to write while on the road. All of those things I feel like we can conquer. It's really just a physical, logistic reason sometimes that we can't, just for my voice. So, but we're still trying.
Okay. And what's inspiring you right now? Just actually being on the road, connecting with the fans?
Yeah, our crowds will always be probably the most inspiring thing that we come across on a daily basis. So yeah, our live show is very important to us. So, after a tour, we always look at each other and go, what do we wish we had? What do we wish we could put in this moment here? What moment do we want to try to create? And a lot of times we write songs, release records that have songs on them that we can have that moment live. Because, as much as the album lives forever as something that people can listen to, by themselves, for us that album lives on every day on the road when we play it. And we wanted to accomplish something too. So the live show definitely influences and can mold future music. But that's not the only thing. So you kind of draw from all that stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, look, I know there's a lot of people that want to see you, like some of those fans, and other people that are going to talk to you. I appreciate you taking the time. Music Midtown. It's always good to see you guys, and we'll see you again out there, and we'll find each other in another random room and chit chat.
Yeah,
cool.
That'd be awesome.
All right. Again, thanks for checking it out backstage at Music Midtown for Radio 105.7.